Welcome back to the Caribou Data Science channel. Today is Monday, December 7th, 2020, and I'm getting ready to run my report for Pakistan. At one point, Pakistan was doing really good, but unfortunately, like many countries, they're now seeing an increase in both cases and deaths. Let's just see what's going on here. They're currently having 1,243 cases per day, 25 deaths, with a mortality rate of 3.9%. So this is a 3.9%. Now look at all these days when the mortality rate is below average. That may be the only real good news for Pakistan today, because you can see a continued spike upward in cases, continue to spike upwards in deaths. Zoom in, nothing really surprising. Interesting enough, the last 2 weeks were almost identical as far as cases were concerned. Uh, well, I may be fishing here, but well, the last week before, we're below the previous week, so that's probably the only good news. But so far this week here, we see how far it makes it up this line here. Uh, Monthly cases, you can see that November was the third highest month, right? Deaths was the third highest month. So the situation is not looking particularly good right now. Uh, but that's key. Again, it's lift these people up in prayer that God will have mercy on on Pakistan, and remove the COVID-19 virus swiftly. Okay, now it's time for the star of the show. This is where I Okay, so now it's time for the star of the show. This is the time for the U.S. numbers. The U.S. has not been doing particularly well either. Certainly, cases and deaths are spiking the last few weeks. So let's see exactly what's going on here. But I also want to warn you not to put too much emphasis, okay, on individual numbers, because there is a lot of volatility. Okay, like here you can see about a dozen or so states didn't record any numbers for Thursday the 26th, but instead added Thursday's numbers onto Friday's numbers, which first produced a spike, which first produced a downward spike in the numbers, then an upward spike in the numbers in the course of 2 days. So currently, the U.S. is averaging 45,029 cases per day and 994 deaths per day. Now, in a mortality rate of 2.9%. So let's take a look at this. Look at all these. Look at all these days when the mortality rate was below average. That may be the best news so far. Cases continue to climb. Deaths continue to climb. Zoom in. Zoom in. So you can see that cases were continued to spike last week. They began back down here and continue up. Deaths spiked, had a huge spike last week also. Okay, let's come down to months now. Monthly cases, November was the worst month so far for cases. Deaths was the third worst month for cases. You see, this is so far. November's had the largest percent of the total cases, about 28%. The next one is about 12%, so it almost doubles. This almost doubles this number right here. Deaths, you can see last month We're the third most deaths for a single month. This is the current month already. Okay. So that takes care of the numbers for the U.S. for today. Thanks for stopping by and spending some time with me, and I'll catch you on a later report.